same people too. I just noticed on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Side of real estate.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, it's
Side
Springfield.
people.
It's a small town. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. All right, cool. Well, I'm always like ready to get the show on the road. So you ready, Jim?
I'm all set. Yeah.
Take it
All
away,
right.
Jim.
Perfect. So for the people that didn't hear you last year, just kind of give us a little kind of brief update of how you got into business and then how you got to where you are now. Kind of quick.
So you want to know, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just like how you got here. Like, how did you get into real estate? How long have you been in real estate? And then how did you end up joining the Jenna May team?
Gotcha. Okay. So I've been in real estate for just about 4 years. Prior to that, I had two pretty big careers in corporate that I traveled all over North America and just got tired of the travel, leaving on Monday, coming home on Friday, maybe. I got tired of seeing the Rochester International Airport. So, I was always interested in real estate. And I still am in terms of open houses, but I was an open house freak. I'd go to open houses every weekend just for something to do.
Okay.
And seriously, and I'd sign in. I'd have my name, my phone number, or my email, and I never ever once had an agent call me back. And I said to myself, geez, I would think that if you just followed up with some people, you probably could do pretty well. I just liked looking at houses. So, the couple careers I had, I was blessed that I was well paid and I was able to, put aside some money. And I said, you know what? Now I'm going to go do what I want to do, and that's sell real estate. So I got my license and I said, all right, now what do I do? So I interviewed with 3 brokers like you're supposed to, and I figured, well, you better go with the biggest one,
Okay.
the green and gold one, right?
Oh yeah, I did too.
And so that's where I started, and I was there about 30 seconds, and now I was there about a month, and I hate saying this, but it was pretty rare I'd go in the office if anybody would ever say hello to you. And then I got recruited to come to Keller Williams. I met a couple girls at a CE class that I went through the salesperson course with, and they said, hey, you should come to Keller Williams. I said,
Okay.
have them call me. So I got a phone call from Jessica, as a matter of fact, and I met her and Anthony Butera here in the Brighton office, and they took me on a tour, introduced me to everybody in the building, and I'm like, how cool is this?
Right.
And then they invited me to the monthly sales meeting at the Berkeley Country Club. That was on a Wednesday. I said, hey, free lunch,
Right.
what the heck? So I went and sat with some really, really nice people at a table, and just the nicest people I've ever met. And I said, this is where I need to be. So I switched and came here and took all the Ignite classes. And then I said to myself, if I'm going to do this, I want to get on a team. So I interviewed with a couple teams, but one being Jenna May and Jeremy Herman, and made the decision that I think I'd be a better fit with them, just the personality and the family atmosphere that they provided. So I made the switch and been here ever since.
Okay. So what were you thinking at the time that made you decide you wanted to be on a team? I definitely think that there are definite personality types that really love the idea of being on a team, and then others that were like, why would you ever do that? So what were you thinking?
Well, my personality and my psyche is I have to be around people all the time. I can't work from home. There's too many distractions. I come in the office every day. Hi, Maria. I was just
Hi,
with
Jeff.
Maria. But I have to come in here every day, and there's Mike. Mike's on there too, although he's not in the office. He's eating his cereal, I think. Yeah. But I have to be around people, and being on the team, you know, we're a family, and it's just how I operate, and how I'm most successful is being around people. Nothing wrong with being a single agent.
Right.
You know, that's cool if that's what you want to do.
Right.
But
So talk to us a little bit about like, because as I said, I mean, there's probably some new agents that are like, oh, do I want to be on a team? Do I not? What does it even entail? So how is it different for you? I mean, obviously, are you required to come in every day? Is that your choice? Are there expectations being a team member? And I know every team's different, but for you, for your personal.
am I required to come in every day? No,
Okay.
absolutely not. That's me. I come in every day because that's what I want to do.
Right.
I'm a creature of habit. I do the same thing every day. I stop at the same Tim Hortons every morning, and I'm here every day. So requirements, I mean, yeah, I suppose there's a requirement. You got to be a good team member. You got to have some production, obviously, because there are some leads provided that you need to work on. But no one makes you feel that way, at least not on this team.
Gotcha.
We're all in it together to hit the team goal, and obviously hit my personal goals. So,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
the good thing for me, and I'm not telling anybody they should be on a team or not, don't get me wrong, but I like to be around people that are smarter than me. So, I have learned more about this business and really some life things from, I don't know if they're on, I don't think they are, Jeremy and Jenna. I've learned more from them than you could ever imagine. But I'm also around, Maria, who's on here. She, Mike is on here, Mike Doty, he's on our team. We can go sell homes, and that's what we do. And then we can turn it over to Maria and Shay. I don't know if Shay's on here. They're smarter than we are.
Right.
So they take care of all the back end things that allow us to go do what we have to do.
Yeah, well, and it frees up your time, right? I mean, I think that's the best part.
absolutely.
As a solo, oh, I'm here, Jimbo, Shay. Shay's the Jenna May person that we can't tell. That does the Jenna May team, I think.
Yeah.
But right, like it frees you up. It's leverage. You're leveraging in a way, right? You're
Absolutely.
trying
Yeah.
to get the branding of the team and get the support of the ad. Who's that? Is it Pecora? Can I hear you?
Put them both under it.
Right.
That's
Becky.
It's not how it works.
This is Mr. Pecora, he's got his,
So then do I
Becky?
just make Kirsten the
Okay.
lead and take the word
Can't mute
lead
them.
off of Charles?
Yeah,
John, shut up.
So
I don't think they both need to be in there as a lead.
There we go. All right, so back to that. Hopefully they figure it out soon. So since you're free to not have to worry about the marketing necessarily, I'm sorry, I'm gonna text. I wish I knew who our admin was right now so we could turn him
I
off.
think I have to leave him there because Amy Jo's gonna have to get his information somehow.
did he not hear you?
Apparently he's not hearing
If I
me.
put him in our account and Kristen and team account, and you wanted to go to like Kristen's thing.
At least
and
he's
click
not
on
saying
Charles
anything,
Palmer to
you
get
know,
his information,
He's not supposed to. We had one of those the other day.
Cora account. So it's gotta stay in the team account.
Just
you
don't
know?
click lead.
I understand.
Oh, sorry.
All right, we're good. So, so how does that free you up to do other things? And now that you're freer, like how are you spending that time? Since you don't have to worry about the paperwork and the marketing, how do you spend your time to help build your business?
Well, don't get me wrong, we still work on marketing individually. I market myself along with the help, obviously of Shay, who handles the team marketing. But it frees me up to go show houses and go on listing appointments and doing the things I need to do to.
It was
generate
nice meeting with
business.
you guys. Your home is beautiful.
Um,
It's beautiful.
Hi. So, how much of your business comes from provided leads from the team and from lead, like, business you drum up yourself?
Probably 50-50.
Okay,
60-40 maybe.
okay, okay. And are most of the leads, are you guys working kind of leads that come from paid sources, Realtor, Zillow, that sort of thing?
Correct.
Okay. Do you still find that you're mostly kind of working the sphere? Is that how the business mostly runs, or is that 50-50 too?
Well, that's part of the 50-50.
Yeah.
I have my database
Mhm.
sphere,
Okay.
and then leads.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your
You know,
process?
some obviously some paid leads, some I
It was
drum up
nice meeting
myself.
you guys. Your home is
those kinds of things.
beautiful.
What's wrong with people?
No, seriously, and I don't even know who our admin is right now that's like able to mute them, but unfortunately it's not me. So I'm so sorry, Jim. I feel like we're like failure to
Not a problem.
launch.
No.
So yeah, just process. I mean, what we're trying to learn here is, how do you kind of work your day? So I know you're a creature of habit, and so I think that could be important to learn about you, is talk us through your whole day and how you actually maximize it to kind of do what you do.
Well, I'm typically here every day by 8:30. Stay in the office until 12, 1. It just depends.
Okay. What are you doing when you're here? What are your activities?
Lead gen,
Calling, making phone calls?
phone calls, talking to database, doing what you need to do. It's gotten a little tougher for me recently in that, I have quite a few buyers, obviously, that maximize my time. And I have to do, I've thought about this the last few weeks. I've got to do a better job myself protecting my schedule and my calendar. So if I say I'm going to be here from 9 to 12 doing nothing but lead gen, that's what I need to do.
Mhm.
And it's gotten me off track a little bit in the past few weeks. So I need to focus on eliminating all those distractions and not showing homes until after 1 o'clock, or doing whatever I have to do to maximize my time in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that all entrepreneurs struggle with, right? Is that, when your time is your own, it's yours to waste as well, right? And so if you don't protect it like it's your job, then, you'll find yourself, not doing it, or finding any other thing, the laundry or this or that, so I think that's why.
Well, yeah, if I was home, I wouldn't do any of it. So
know thyself, right?
I have to come here.
No, I think it's good. And some people really can work very effectively at home. They love that they are can make a call, do the laundry, do this. But I'm like you, I would prefer to be in the office. I'm much more productive there.
Well, the other part of that is, I also mentor some newer agents, right? And I really think more, and I know COVID has caused it to, people not to come in and those kinds of things, but you need to show up. If you're going to be in this business, you got to show up. And what I mean by show up is try to be in here as much as you can, meeting people and letting people know that you're an agent, you're in the business, and creating some relationships. Come in, Jared Karecki does scripting in the morning at 8, starting at 8, I believe, 8 to 9. And I've been to a couple of them this week, as a matter of fact, Monday and Tuesday.
Mhm.
And how many people show up? 2.
You and Jared?
No, well, counting me, then there's 3. No, there's 2 new agents that are there, and good for them, but there should be more.
Right.
And I know people got stuff to do, but and if they're working another job, I get it. But boy, if you're not learning scripts and learning what to say and what not to say, Shame on you.
Yeah. As a mentee,
Really.
then, is that what you find are the biggest mistakes that new agents are making now? It's just not showing up to do the work.
Well, that's one of them. Yeah, I mean, you got to get involved.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything else that you're seeing over and over again from a new agent standpoint that you wish that they would do differently, that you think would make the difference to move the needle forward?
Well, I've got to tell you, me personally, my focus is on the number of transactions that I have in a year, not the dollars. Like, don't get me wrong, money's great, but that's not why I do this. I do this for the transactions and how many people I can help. So some would say, well, I can go sell I sold two $500,000 homes. Look at me. Well, then what? I'll sell a $40,000 home if I have to, because it's a transaction, but you've made a new friend,
Right.
and the more friends you can make, the bigger your database, the more business you're going to produce on and on and on.
Yeah.
So I try to tell people, you got to have the mindset of the numbers. The money will come. It's the transactions, the amount of people you can help, and the amount of friends you can make.
Yeah.
It's really all you're doing. You're
Talk
making new friends every day.
So let's talk about your new friends, all your new friends that you've made. How do we keep in contact with our friends? How do we nurture that relationship?
Yeah, that's a good one. And that's where protecting my calendar has become a challenge recently. We do some good things on the team end, that we focus on the database and, different events we can have. Of course, COVID hurt that, but, we have a bag drop we're going to do, those kinds of things, but I just think, making as many phone calls and text messages, hey, how you doing? Not, hey, who do you know that's thinking about buying or selling a home, but how are you? How's the family?
Right.
Somebody has a baby, I send out an edible arrangement, those kinds. I do those little things just to be top of mind as best I can, and you just got to stay in touch with people.
Yeah. And I love that you said, and again, everybody has different schools of thought on this, but it's one thing that I always ask people is, where is your feeling on, because I feel like when I was trained, maybe at Howard Hanna, I don't even know, it was who do you know that can buy or sell in real estate? And that's never felt good to me.
No.
And I do find that most successful agents don't call and ask that question. Sometimes they do, very specifically.
You call them up,
Most
how you
just call.
doing? How's the family? How, I try to be friends on Facebook with as many of them, if they're a client, I hope I'm friends with them on Facebook. I should be,
Right.
And I stay in touch with them that way. I know that, their son just graduated from high school or whatever it might be. So I got something to talk about.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And it's funny, that stuff really does work. I feel like you and I probably entered the business right around the same time. I was 2017. Yep. So, and just now I'm really starting to get more and more feedback, like, oh my gosh, I love how, you're always reaching out, you send the pies, you do this. And so
Yeah.
it takes a while for people to really like, wow, she's not going anywhere. Like she's
No.
around, and then they're starting to acknowledge that they appreciate that, which is great, because sometimes you don't know, you're like, am I just throwing money away? Just like throwing gifts to people all the time. But I think that, it's a nurture game. And over time, they really do start to realize that, this person's sticking around,
Everybody knows somebody that's thinking of buying or selling a home. So it's just, doesn't mean you got to call them up and ask them that question.
Right.
But if you're top of mind, they'll refer you.
Do you have any?
I know Jenna, for example, and I don't think she's on the call. She's had more referral business this year just from past clients because it's just progressed to that.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. If you could just live on referral business, that's a pretty good thing, but you got to build it to that.
Yeah. And continue to nurture it, right? I feel like if you stop making the calls, then that referral business will slowly kind of dissipate.
Absolutely, right.
Do you have a system for, and I don't know, this could be like the team has a system and it could be you, I don't really know like where the team and you kind of separate on these things, but for like thanking referrals, like I'm developing a system right now for like, if somebody refers me, this is what they get. If it closes, this is what they get. Do you have anything in place like that?
Well, kind of, sort of, we have a letter grade. That didn't sound right. But we do. We have everybody in our database has a letter grade. Either we met them, we've face to face, there's something. Obviously, if they bought a home or sold a home with us, they're an A client. If they've referred someone, they're an A plus client, and they may get a little bit more in terms of invitations to things or gifts or whatever it might be. I don't know if I answered that question correctly.
Not specifically, like if someone sends you a referral today, is there something you do for that action? Like do that systematized?
I would send them out gift cards, things like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't have a specific kind of gift I send them. I really I've really gotten into and I know it's costly, but whatever, I spend the money. I love edible arrangements. I'm just into that kind of thing.
Jim likes anything you can eat, pretty much.
I like anything you can eat. Absolutely. Yeah.
Who doesn't love a chocolate covered strawberry? I mean, let's be honest.
Exactly.
I just wish the edible arrangements could be all chocolate covered strawberries with no melling whatsoever. So if you're going to send me one ever, just send me the all chocolate strawberry one.
Okay. I will.
Do you have a niche? Are there certain types of kind of like clients that you try to go after that you're like making a name for yourself in a certain way, or just servicing?
No. And I only say that I want to help anybody that needs to buy or sell a home, and again, I this last year, I kind of dipped my toe in the water a little bit, and I worked with some investors that bought multifamily homes. So that's the first time I had done that. I'm working right now with an investor that's in Florida, and he's trying to buy homes here in Rochester that he's from here, and so he's buying rental property. So that's been a little bit of a change for me, not just the typical, hey, I want to buy a home and I want to move in it, that kind of thing.
Right.
There is no niche. I'm getting in, in the last year, and really, this year, we're more into, we can work with buyers and sellers. So some teams only have buyers agents or listing agents. We do both. So I've gotten a whole lot more listings. That's fun.
So you do both you do both. So not on your team, it's not like you specialize listing agent or buyer's agent. You handle whatever comes your way.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that's good. And that's different.
Well, and we've had to do that. I first started on the team, it was, Jenna handled most of the listings, and we worked with buyers. If we had a listing that we came up with, she'd take it over, but we'd be involved. But, with her personal situation, which, I mean, she's got a 2-year-old and twins, and she's just not able to work the same way. And we've gotten to a point where she certainly trusts us to get listings done, so. And she's available, don't get me wrong. I mean, if we need her, she's there.
Absolutely. Was there ever any kind of transition there with people like feeling like they wanted Jenna May and that's who they identified with? And if they didn't get it, like, is that anything, or do people just happy to be serviced well, no matter who, no matter what?
Well, I love the way we try to, and the terminology we use is, we're not, obviously we're 1099 employees, but like Mike's on the call or Jenna refers to me, we all call each other business partners. Okay, we're not, hey, I have another agent, or if I went on an appointment with Mike, or I went on an appointment with Claire, I don't know if Claire's another agent on our team, I don't know if she's on the call or not,
I
you
think
know,
so.
but we call each other business partners,
Right.
you know, and so it makes it feel to the client, you know, that, you know, we're partners in this, and we're gonna get it done for you, so
Yeah.
that's how we operate.
Okay. Do you mind talking to us a little bit, just because I know that, I mean, 50% from a paid lead standpoint is more than a lot of agents do. Any tricks of the trade as far as successfully navigating those? Because I tell you what, I find that these leads come in at dinner, it's hard to answer the phone in the middle of dinner. And then you're just like, you know, like, what is your process when it comes to that sort of thing?
It's called speed to lead.
All right, talk to us about that.
Well, if you happen to get leads through a paid source, obviously, and you get a notification that there's a lead, that some, you know, Fred's interested in 125 Smith Street, you better be calling that person immediately.
Okay, even if you're
Because,
in a place where you're not really going to be able to handle that as well as you'd like to, because sometimes I'm like, I'm in the middle of a soccer field, I can't.
well, if you can't do it, you can't do it. I guess there's not much you can do. Luckily, I mean, with us, we have, you know, there's three of us. There's myself, Mike Doty, and Claire. You know, we all get the same lead, and whoever calls them first or claims the lead, there's
Okay.
a system we have that we use where you claim the lead, then that's yours to call. But you're not the only real estate agent that got that lead,
Right.
you know. So yeah, you got to call them as quickly as you possibly can.
Gotcha. And how do you handle it? I mean, as far as you're in a soccer field, and are you just then telling them, hey, I can't really, you know, help you with this now, but I wanted to touch base. And is there a better time where we can reach out to help you set up? Like, that's where I'm always like, I'd love to talk to someone who does this well about how they navigate those sorts of leads.
Well, I mean, if you're in a place that's lots of people and it's loud and those types of things, then you just got to say to yourself, can I take this lead now or not?
Right.
What you could do is take the lead, and if you don't think you can call them because there's too many distractions, because it's noisy or whatever, if nothing else, and I don't advocate this, but only at this time, if nothing else, shoot them a text
Right.
and say, hey, when would be a good time to talk? You know, hey, I got your realtor.com inquiry on 123 Smith Street. When would be a good time to talk?
Yeah. At least then you've made the connection.
I'd rather call them, but if you can't, at least do that.
Yeah. And do you find that calling, obviously you do, is a more successful approach than sending the follow-up text and letting them tell you when they're ready?
I'll tell you what, it works both ways. In some people answer the phone. Some people never answer the phone, but they'll respond to a text.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't use the phone anymore to talk. They use it just to text. So,
Right.
you know, it works both ways.
Okay.
You know, I've had people that you know, won't answer the phone, but they'll text me right back.
Mhm.
Hey, thanks for getting a hold of me, blah, blah, blah. But best case is you call them.
Okay. Okay.
Call them, leave a voicemail if they don't answer, and then text them immediately. Yes.
Okay. And then as far as success rate, like, because I find, to me, it seems like the most successful ones are the ones that respond right away. Do you find success on the ones you have to keep contacting down the road? Are you finding that if you push that, it works?
I'm glad you said that. I just closed, and Maria and Shay can tell you, we just had 2 buyers close in the last month or two that I have been talking to for 2.5 years. And they were leads from, I don't know, it might have been Google leads at the time, or Realtor, I can't remember. But I stayed on it, and I called these people and texted them, called them, talked to them, called them, talked, you know, I didn't give up. And both just closed on houses, and one, well, let me see, both closed on a house they bought, one closed on a house they bought, and I sold her house, and she referred someone else to me that I'm gonna list her house. The other lady closed on her house, and I'm gonna sell her house. So those are people that I didn't give up. I just
Right.
kept calling them and talking to them and
Yeah. Yeah. What about the people that kind of shut you down right away? Did they kind of like get on a different path, but they maybe get put on a drip campaign? I feel like
people
this
that
stuff is
shut me
important.
down, well, meaning don't bother me or,
Yeah. Yeah. Like somebody calls the other day, I got a realtor call, right? And I texted, let me know when you're available to talk. And he didn't respond right away, but I'm like, I want to call him. So I called him and he's like, you asked me this question. I didn't answer you. I gotta go. And he shut the phone. So
Call him
what's
again.
rough?
give them another day and call them again. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You still interested in buying a home? I'd love to help you out. Find out, then you got to go into what's their motivation. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about this crazy market. How have you been finding it?
I call it stupid. That's what I call it. I don't know. It's a challenge, but you yourself have to stay positive. I know it's hard. It is, but you gotta keep yourself positive, and you gotta keep your buyers motivated and positive. And I know that's easier said than done because you've written, 10 offers for them and they haven't gotten one, and they're like, that's it, we're giving up, we're doing it, you just can't. You got to figure out a way, if you're working with a buyer, obviously, to present the best possible offer you can. And you really got to look at things like finance. I've had buyers that were pre-qualified FHA, nothing wrong with FHA, don't get me wrong, but they probably stand a better chance if they were conventional. And I've had them switch to other lenders to see if we could get them conventional. I just put one under contract on a house they bought. We switched them from FHA to conventional, got an offer accepted.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Little things, like that certainly help. Do they have extra hidden, people say, well, I have $20,000, whatever it is, right? Okay, that's all they're telling you they have, because they have some other money they want to save because they want to put a pool in next year or whatever it is, right? And you got to tell them, look, you got any extra cash you're not telling me about? Can you get some money from a relative? What, because we need to come locked and loaded.
Yeah.
Put your best foot forward.
Yeah. I've had to do that a little bit too, with kind of the relative angle. It's like, listen, you're borrowing this money for like 2 months and then you're getting a mortgage and you're giving it back to them. This is a very short loan.
Or they have $25,000, which, that's a good chunk of change, but they only want to put down, a $2,000 earnest money deposit. I'm like, look, you're going to need all that money anyway at closing. Make the biggest earnest money deposit you can. Just makes you look like a better buyer.
Yeah. So that's great. Talk us through some of the ways that's a great one. And I've started like changing that. It's like, listen, if this deal falls through, unless you back out way deep into it, you're getting the money back anyway. Let's
Exactly.
just give it to them, right? I think
Put it
that's
all on the table.
Yeah. Before we didn't need to, so we didn't. It's just like, this isn't really a deal breaker either way, so give them $5,000,
Right.
But what other kind of things are you guys doing, or you doing to kind of help make these deals better? Obviously, we got waiving inspection is kind of happening all over the place. Any other strategies that you're employing that are helping, that you find that are working?
Well, obviously the new kicker is guaranteeing appraisals. That's a challenge, because if they only have so much money, there's not much they could do.
Right.
That's the new one. If you got some people that have some cash, that's one thing you can do.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily try to present that up front in an offer unless they have all the money. Sometimes an agent will reach out and say, hey, we like your offer. However, would your buyers, guarantee or cover some of the appraisal if it's short? We had this discussion the other day. I think that's happening right now. I think we get to summer, that won't be as big a fear because all these homes that have sold over the last
Comps will change.
3-4 months, we're going to have more comps, which will help it out. But we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, I've been actually super surprised at how well, like, I haven't had yet, knock on wood, an appraisal not go through on deals that I thought there's no way that they're going to be able to make these numbers work.
It just depends, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I agree with you though, as far as summer goes, like, right, as soon as these pendings close, they're going to help out quite a bit.
Yeah,
Which
for
will be
sure.
great. Yeah. Anything in terms of kind of just stuff that you wish you knew when you started that if you wish you knew then what you know now for the newer agents?
What I wish I knew then, I know now.
How you might have done things differently if you had, knew then what you know now. Would you have done anything differently when you started?
No, I mean, I would have started with Keller Williams right out of the gate, but that's no big deal. No, there is a misconception out there. I think people watch way too much HGTV, as I do, but people think, it must be pretty cool being a real estate agent. That's got to be easy work. They get paid all that money, and well, let me tell you. Well, I don't have to tell anybody on this call, but it's hard work. It really is. I spent the weekend. I tried to get away, which I don't do very often. We went to Cleveland for the weekend. And I had buyers that wanted to see houses. Now, luckily, we've got a team, so I've got people that can help show homes and things like that. But on Saturday, while I was away, I sat on the couch and I wrote 5 offers, 3 of them for the same buyer. And I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah. But you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But, it's not as glamorous as what you see on all these reality shows of real estate agents.
Oh yeah. I love now with this hot market. I can't tell you how many people have been like, oh my gosh, you're so busy. Do you just love this market? And I'm like,
no, we hate it.
No, I don't love writing offers for people who can't get the house. Like this
and then, what? I mean, if you're just listing houses,
life's good.
Good on you, right? I love these agents. They don't do it as much anymore. They put on Facebook, hey, we got multiple offers for our seller. We're the best agents that could ever be. And I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean, I just had a listing in the city. We got 33 offers. And that was a challenge, just to put those all on a spreadsheet and figure out, okay, what's the best offer,
Right.
So that took some time, not a lot, but
Yeah.
yeah. But I will tell you, and I'm going to bring this up because, so we had 33 offers. So there were 32 that didn't win. I called every one of those 32 to tell them, hey, thanks for the offer. Seller took another offer, blah, blah, blah. And I believe, I can't tell people what to do, obviously, but that's what we do. That's just a professional approach to this business. For these agents that send out a mass text or an email, or you got to beg them for an answer, shame on you. That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I always find value.
Pick up the
even if
phone
I've
and
lost,
call,
'cause you want to go back to your buyer and be like, you didn't get it, but this is what I was able to glean. So next time,
Yeah.
right? There's value in that for sure, for sure.
Plus, you know what? You build the relationship with those agents.
Yeah.
Maybe next time you're writing on one of their listings, they remember you.
Yeah.
You know, and they say, geez, he was a pretty nice guy or girl or whatever, you know, you never know. Plus, maybe it's somebody you can recruit
Yeah.
and
No,
build
it's
your
true.
downline.
Yeah. Kari had a question, and again, this is actually something that I have been having conversations with, so I guess I have my own thoughts about it, but I'd be curious to hear yours, and I think I know because of what you said, is are you able to write multiple offers for the same buyer at the same time? That's been coming up in conversation more often.
I just did over the weekend.
Yeah, I know that there's some agents that feel that that is inappropriate, that it doesn't kind of like
Why?
meet with. Well, again, it was actually funny. I don't know if the rest of you guys saw on one of the Facebook posts.
Yeah, I
that,
saw that. I saw it.
yeah.
Hey, you do what you want. I wrote 3 offers for the same buyer. I said, hey, you know, in this market, you get what you can get, and I'm working for you. You know, I'm trying to help you buy a home. So we got to write 3 offers to get 1, then we will. And we
Right.
did.
Yeah.
And
I
we
mean,
got one.
certainly sellers are all day long backing out on attorney approvals for better offers. So, you know, it's not ideal, and nobody likes when those things happen. to them.
No, you do what you got to do to help your client. You're working for that buyer.
I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't like unethical or against, you know, what the board is saying or anything like that.
I don't know.
Kari, Jess and I were talking about it the other day because it's been coming up, and I had a question about it too. And I believe her stance, you can clarify with her, is it's actually not unethical, but it's kind of frowned upon. So it's not ideal, but it's not illegal. It's kind of like cutting your commission if you're the listing agent to get both sides of the deal. Like, I hate that practice so much, but are
Right.
people doing it? Yes, because it's not illegal. It's just crap, you know? So does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you a lot for that.
Let me just clarify that though. Do I like writing 3 offers for the same buyer to get them on? I mean, I probably have other things I could be doing. I'd love to just write 1 offer and get it, but the challenge is the way things are set up today in terms of listings. Okay, here it goes. It's live. You got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to see the house, delayed negotiations. We're reviewing offers Monday. I mean, so the time crunch is, you do what you got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. And in this market, especially when your chances of actually winning the offer are sometimes 1 in 33.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So anybody else out there? We've got about like 14 more minutes with Jim. Did they have questions for Jim that they want to ask him? And feel free to unmute yourself or put it in the chat if you do. Ron, anything over there? No, you're good. So Jim, any kind of words of advice then, I guess, for other people as far as getting started in this business? I mean, I know you wouldn't have done anything differently. You love joining a team. Do you think that most agents should join a team? I mean, obviously not making
No, it's got to be right for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for everybody. It works for me only because I'm, like I said, I'd like to be part of although I'm part of the Keller Williams family, I like to be part of the Jenna May Team family, you know, so that's just how I'm wrapped. I'm a little weird. Yeah. I'm just.
No, I think a lot of people feel that way. It is, and it's an isolating business, right? When you're a solo agent, because you don't have that support staff. You kind of have to build it for yourself, or, you know, like you said, come into the office and network with people and whatnot. So
because I have, you know, I have a family of people, you know, that are my business partners. So, you know, I got people I can call and rely on and complain to, and you know, I mean, it's just, it works for me.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Doesn't work for everybody, but it does for me.
do you see yourself in the future just kind of keeping growing with the team? Do you think you would ever go off on your own and start your own
No.
team, or have you not even gotten
No,
that far?
I'm not going anywhere.
I love it. Well,
No.
that's great. That's
As long, well, I say this, as long as they'll have me, I don't know. Who knows? No, I wouldn't go anywhere.
That's awesome. What do you think about, because I mean, I'm sure that there are people out here that may want to start a team at some point. What do you think it is about Jenna May's team specifically that makes you feel like you would not ever want to leave? What do they do to make it so special?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's anything that they do. Well, it's the
Yeah.
people. It's the people. You know, Maria's on the call. You know, I put more stuff on Maria than most would, only because she's good at it. I like to work with people that are smarter than me. She's smarter than I am in terms of some things. And Shay is smarter than me in terms of putting together stuff, you know, and Facebook and marketing, and she's brilliant. I'm not. I'm a novice. I really wish I knew how to, and I use it occasionally. I'm not good at Instagram. I don't know. I'd like to learn that a little bit better, and Shay could help me. But no, they're just good people. And then we have Mike and Claire. You know, Mike joined our team, I think, what, October, Mike? I don't know if you're still on. But anyway, he's killing it, by the way. Won't be long, he'll be on one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you know, it's great. You know, we kind of got off track. We used to script every morning. And we just got off track,
Yeah.
I guess.
So-
And shame on us. You know, but we got to get back to that. But it's just fun to bounce stuff off of each other, you
Mhm.
know. And if I wasn't on a team, I wouldn't have anybody to do. Well, I guess I could call people and know enough, but
Right.
you know, yeah. So that's what I do. I'm not going anywhere. But a team doesn't work for everybody, you know.
Right. No.
Fine.
We have good synergy in our team too.
Yeah.
A lot of different personalities, and you know, it doesn't stop him from doing his job. And you know, the fact that we can all work together and you know everybody can rely on one another is a good thing. So
Yeah.
what he doesn't know, I know. What he knows, what you know, do whatever. Somebody on our team knows something, and our rainmaker knows it all.
Hail the rainmaker.
Yeah.
Is there like scheduled masterminding that happens in the team, where like you guys meet together every so
Yep.
often just to, yeah.
Well, every morning at 9 o'clock. So we didn't do it today because we're on this Zoom. No, we have a morning. I don't know if it's a mastermind. We have a morning huddle where we kind of just take 15 minutes and what are we doing today? What am I working on? What is Maria working on? What's Mike working? So on and so forth. And
Okay.
Jenna
So that's
gets
the whole
involved.
team every day, Monday through Friday, probably just has a 15-minute powwow at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
That's a great way to start your day, because you know you've started your day at 9 a.m., right? Because you're accountable to those 5 people or however
Right.
many people.
Right. So we do that. We have I haven't talked much about Jeremy. Jeremy Herman, for those of you who don't know, is Jenna's husband. I kind of missed Jeremy when I first started. He was in the office every day, and we did a lot of scripting, and he's brilliant. But then he became a maps coach, which is, you know, good for him. And so he's busy doing coaching. So, you know, we get together every Friday or every other, I don't know, the calendar's changed a little bit. And we actually have a half-hour coaching session with Jeremy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
As well. But yeah, I've learned more from Jenna and Jeremy than could ever imagine.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And we're learning from you, which is, I think, the best part about KW, right?
Just life experiences.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, I don't have any more questions. So unless anybody else wants to pipe in and ask Jim some questions, I think we can let you get back to your lead gen.
There you go.
Are we good? Going once, going twice? Awesome. All right. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate
Have
it.
a great day.
All right. Sounds great.
Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Over here, honey,
You're
Vera.
welcome.
We got apples over here, honey.
Thanks, Jim.